Commander Maya Rodriguez stood at the viewport of the UES horizon, watching the abandoned research station spin slowly against the backdrop of Neptune's stormy surface. After 6 months of tracking unusual energy signatures across the outer solar system, they'd finally found their target. The station's dark hull reflected no light, its communication arrays hung limp like dead limbs. "Life signs confirmed, Commander," Lieutenant James Park reported from his console, his fingers dancing across the holographic display. "One signature, but it's not reading as human." Maya turned from the viewport, her scarred face reflected in the polished deck plates. 15 years of military service hadn't prepared her for this moment. First contact wasn't supposed to happen on a derelict station at the edge of human space. "Security team, prep for boarding," she ordered, already moving toward the armory. "Full containment protocols. Whatever's in there has been alone for 3 months since the station went dark." The boarding team assembled in the shuttle bay, 6 of her best people in sealed environmental suits. Maya checked her plasma rifle's charge while Chief Security Officer Raj Kumar briefed the team on their approach vector. "Station's running on emergency power," Raj explained, his dark eyes serious behind his visor. "Artificial gravity's still online in the central hub, but life support is minimal. We go in fast, find the source of that signal, and get out before something goes wrong." The shuttle ride was silent, tense. Maya felt the familiar pre-mission calm settle over her as they approached the station's main airlock. The station's automated systems still recognized Earth fleet protocols, allowing them to dock without resistance. The airlock cycled, and they entered a world of shadows and silence. Emergency lights cast red streaks across empty corridors, and their boots echoed on metal grating. Maya took point, following the signal on her suit's scanner. "Central Lab Complex," she muttered into her comm, 50 meters ahead. They found the first signs of violence at the lab's entrance, scorch marks on the walls, a shattered security panel. Maya's grip tightened on her rifle as Raj worked to bypass the sealed doors. The lab beyond was a scene of calculated destruction. Research stations had been systematically destroyed, data cores removed or wiped. But it was the stasis pod at the center of the room that drew Maya's attention. Unlike the rest of the equipment, it hummed with power, its surface covered in unfamiliar symbols that seemed to shift in the emergency lighting. Inside, through frosted glass, Maya could make out a humanoid figure. "Life signs are coming from inside," Park confirmed, scanning the pod. "Commander, these readings suggest the pod's been active for over a year. Long before this station went dark." Maya approached the pod, wiping condensation from its surface. The face behind the glass was almost human, but not quite, silver-tinted skin, features too symmetrical to be natural. The being's eyes snapped open, solid black orbs fixing on Maya with unmistakable intelligence. A voice echoed in Maya's mind, bypassing her suit's communications entirely, "Please. They will return soon. Free me." Maya hesitated, years of training warring with instinct. The being in the pod could be dangerous, could be the reason the station was abandoned. But something in those eyes spoke of desperation, of a truth that needed to be heard. "Stand back," she ordered her team, reaching for the pod's emergency release. "If this goes wrong, you know what to do." The pod hissed open, cold vapor spilling across the deck. The alien figure sat up slowly, moving with deliberate care. Up close, Maya could see patterns in its silver skin that seemed to pulse with internal light. "I am Nexus," the voice touched Maya's thoughts again. "And you have doomed or saved both our species by freeing me. I'm not yet sure which." Before Maya could respond, the station's proximity alarms began to wail. On her tactical display, multiple ships dropped out of faster-than-light travel, their configurations unlike anything in Earth's database. "Multiple contacts," Raj shouted. "Energy signatures off the charts." "They're here," Nexus's mental voice carried an edge of fear. "The harvesters. We must leave. Now." Maya made her decision. Everyone back to the shuttle. Double time. And bring our new friend. As they ran through the darkened corridors, Maya knew the universe had just become infinitely more complex. But looking at the alien keeping pace beside her, she also knew humanity had just gained an ally they desperately needed. The UES Horizon's medical bay hummed with tension as Nexus sat perfectly still under the scanning equipment. Maya watched through the observation window, noting how the alien's silvery skin seemed to ripple under the harsh medical lights. Dr. Elena Torres worked at her station, occasionally muttering in Spanish as new data scrolled across her screens. "This is unprecedented," Elena said, turning to Maya. "Their cellular structure is unlike anything we've encountered. It's almost like their entire body is one interconnected neural network. And there's something else." She hesitated, glancing at their visitor. "They're carrying quantum-encrypted data in their biological matrix. Massive amounts of it." Maya crossed her arms, considering the implications. The mysterious ships that had appeared at the research station had followed them for 2 light-years before mysteriously breaking off pursuit. Now, 12 hours into their journey back to Earth, she needed answers. "I think it's time we had a proper conversation," Maya said, entering the medical bay. Nexus's black eyes tracked her movement, and she felt the now familiar touch of their thoughts. "Your doctor is both curious and afraid," Nexus observed. "As she should be. What I carry could save or destroy both our civilizations." "Start with why those ships were chasing us," Maya said, pulling up a chair. "And why you were locked in that stasis pod." Nexus's silver fingers traced patterns in the air, and suddenly the medical bay was filled with a holographic display of the galaxy. Specific regions glowed red, like spreading infections. "We called them harvesters first, then simply the end," Nexus explained. "They come from outside the galaxy, moving from civilization to civilization. They don't conquer or destroy, they transform. Entire species are upgraded, their biology and technology merged into something that serves the harvester's purpose." "Which is what?" Maya asked, watching the red areas expand across the holographic stars. "To prepare the galaxy for something's arrival. Something vast." Nexus's mental voice carried undertones of dread. "My people, the Luminari, discovered them a century ago. We were a peaceful species, dedicated to understanding the quantum nature of consciousness. The harvesters saw us as perfect candidates for transformation." Elena had stopped her work, captivated by the story. "Your people resisted." "We tried. But their technology, their ability to alter matter and mind at the fundamental level. We lost worlds before we understood what we faced." The hologram shifted, showing silver-skinned beings like Nexus being transformed into cybernetic horrors. "I was part of a desperate plan. As a quantum consciousness researcher, I volunteered to carry crucial data, the sum of our research, our discoveries about the harvester's true nature, and a possible way to stop them." "The research station," Maya said, pieces clicking into place. "Human scientists found you. I arranged to be found. Your species, you're unique. The harvesters have never encountered anything quite like humanity. Your consciousness, your brains, they operate differently than any species they've harvested. You might be immune to their primary method of transformation." A sharp alarm cut through the conversation. Lieutenant Park's voice crackled over the intercom, "Commander to the bridge. We've got multiple contact signatures matching the pursuing vessels, but they're coming from the direction of Earth." Maya was moving before the message finished. "Secure our guest here," she ordered Elena. "I want full quarantine protocols." "Wait." Nexus's mental call stopped her at the door. "If they're approaching Earth, it's already begun. The transformation. I need to show you something else. Something I discovered in that lab before they locked me away." Maya looked back at the alien, seeing fear and determination in those black eyes. "Make it fast." Nexus raised their hands, and the hologram changed to show complex molecular structures. Your scientists were studying consciousness transfer, quantum entanglement between minds. They didn't know it, but they were scratching the surface of what my people mastered, and what the harvesters perverted. With this knowledge, we might have a chance. But you'll have to trust me completely. Trust is earned, Maya replied, but she found herself moving back toward Nexus. What exactly are you suggesting? A joining of minds. My knowledge, your human consciousness. Together, we might find a way to stop them before Earth faces the same fate as my homeworld. Nexus stood, their silver skin pulsing with internal light. But it must be now. Before the harvesters realize what I am, what I carry. Maya looked at Elena, who shrugged helplessly. It's your call, Commander. But those ships are getting closer. Another alarm blared, and Maya made her decision. In her 15 years of service, she'd learned to trust her instincts. Right now, they were telling her that this alien, this being of silver skin and quantum thoughts, was their only hope. Do it, she said, stepping closer to Nexus. Show me everything. Nexus reached out, their fingers glowing as they approached Maya's temples. Prepare yourself, Commander Rodriguez. The truth about your universe is far stranger than you imagine. As their minds began to merge, Maya's last conscious thought was a hope that she'd made the right choice. The fate of two species might depend on it. Maya's consciousness exploded into an ocean of light and knowledge. Nexus's memories flooded through her mind, centuries of luminary history, the horror of the harvester invasion, and secrets that made her human understanding of physics seem primitive. But among the cascade of information, one revelation stood out: the harvesters weren't just transforming species, they were building something. A vast, living quantum computer made from the merged consciousness of countless civilizations. When the connection broke, Maya found herself on her knees, Dr. Torres supporting her while Raj had his weapon trained on Nexus. The alien stood perfectly still, their silver skin rippling with waves of bioluminescence. Commander. Raj's voice was tense. Are you alright? Stand down, Maya managed, her voice hoarse. Her mind felt stretched, rewired. New understanding clicked into place with each passing second. We need to get to the bridge. Now. As they rushed through the corridors, Maya's enhanced consciousness processed the situation with crystalline clarity. She understood now why the harvesters had been studying humanity so carefully. Human brains operated on principles that could disrupt their quantum network. The bridge was chaos when they arrived. Lieutenant Park looked up from his station, his face pale. Commander, the contact signatures, they're coming from our own ships. The Earth Defense Fleet is moving to intercept us, but their signatures are wrong. Distorted. They're already being transformed, Nexus said aloud for the first time, their actual voice carrying harmonics that made the bridge crew stare. The process is subtle at first. They won't even know it's happening. Maya moved to the tactical display, her newly expanded mind analyzing patterns that would have been invisible to her hours ago. The harvesters didn't follow us because they didn't need to. They were already ahead of us, waiting. Using our own people as their weapons. Orders. Raj asked, his hand resting on his sidearm. We can't fight the entire Earth fleet, Maya said. But I know where we need to go. She turned to Park. Set course for Luna Base. Maximum speed. They'll expect that, Nexus's thoughts touched her mind. The quantum research facility there. Yes, Maya replied mentally, the communication now effortless. Because that's where this all started, isn't it? Those human scientists weren't just studying consciousness transfer. They found something. A quantum artifact, Nexus confirmed. Left by my people centuries ago. When I arranged to be found by humans, it wasn't random. We knew the artifact was there, waiting. The Horizon's engines roared to life as they accelerated toward Earth's moon. Behind them, the transformed Earth fleet gave chase. Maya could feel their wrongness now, the way their crew's consciousness had been subtly altered, turned into nodes in the Harvester's vast network. "Commander," Elena's voice came over the comm, "you need to see this. Your biochemical readings since the joining, your neural patterns are changing." "I know," Maya said, watching Earth grow larger in their viewport. She could feel it, her consciousness expanding, processing information in new ways. "The question is whether I'll change fast enough." Nexus moved to stand beside her, their silver hand resting near hers on the command console. "You're adapting faster than any human should. The Harvesters won't expect that." Multiple missile launches detected. Park shouted. "Earth fleet is firing on us." "Evasive maneuvers," Maya ordered, but her mind was already racing ahead, seeing patterns and possibilities that her human consciousness alone could never have grasped. "Raj, I need you to trust me. What I'm about to do is going to seem insane." Her security chief managed a grim smile. "With respect, Commander, we passed insane when we picked up the alien." Maya's fingers flew across the tactical controls, implementing a plan born from her hybrid consciousness. "Lieutenant Park, prepare to vent plasma from the main drive on my mark. Elena, I need you to modify our shield harmonics to match these frequencies." She sent a stream of calculations to the medical officer's station. "That'll weaken our shields by 60%, Elena protested. "It'll also make us partially out of phase with normal space," Maya explained, the knowledge flowing from the luminary part of her consciousness. "Just enough to let the missiles pass through us instead of hitting us." The bridge crew worked with frantic precision as the missiles streaked toward them. Maya could feel Nexus's approval as they watched her meld human intuition with luminary quantum science. "Mark!" Maya commanded. The horizon shuddered as plasma vented from its drive. The shield harmonics shifted, and for a moment, reality seemed to blur around them. The missiles passed through their hull like ghosts, detonating harmlessly behind them. "It worked," Park breathed, but Maya was already moving to the next phase of her plan. "Get us to Luna Base," she ordered. "We have minutes at most before they adapt to that trick. And we need to reach the artifact before the Harvesters realize what we're really after." "They'll know soon enough," Nexus warned. "The quantum network sees through millions of eyes. We've only surprised them temporarily." Maya nodded, feeling the changes in her mind accelerating. She was becoming something new, neither fully human nor luminary. The real question was, would it be enough to save humanity from what was coming? As the horizon raced toward Luna Base, Maya could feel time running out. The fate of two civilizations would be decided in the next few hours, and the weight of that knowledge pressed down on her transformed consciousness like a physical force. Luna Base emerged from the darkness of space, its domes gleaming under Earth's reflected light. But Maya, with her enhanced perception, could see the subtle wrongness, flickers of quantum disturbance around the research facilities, signs of Harvester influence already taking hold. "Life signs are scrambled," Park reported, his fingers dancing across his console. "I'm reading hundreds of personnel, but their biosignatures are fluctuating." "They're in mid-transformation," Nexus said, their silver skin pulsing with agitation. "The process is accelerating." Maya gripped the command rail, fighting a wave of dizziness as new neural pathways formed in her brain. The joining with Nexus had triggered changes she was only beginning to understand. She could see quantum probabilities overlapping reality, potential futures branching like crystalline structures. "Commander?" Elena's worried voice cut through her consciousness. "Your neural patterns are approaching critical threshold." "I'm fine," Maya managed, though she could feel herself becoming something more than human with each passing moment. "Raj, prepare a boarding team. We're going in through the emergency access shaft in Section 7. The Earth fleet is still pursuing," Park warned. 12 minutes until they're in weapons range." Maya nodded, her hybrid mind already calculating possibilities. Lieutenant, execute Protocol Omega. Full computer lockdown, then set the ship to automatic defensive patterns. Most of the crew will evacuate to the secondary facilities on Luna's far side. Most of the crew? Raj asked, though his expression suggested he already knew the answer. I need a small team for this mission. The rest of you will be safer away from what's coming. Maya looked at her oldest friend. You don't have to come. Raj checked his weapon. With respect, Commander, shut up. The team assembled quickly, Maya, Nexus, Raj, Elena, and 2 security specialists. They took a small shuttle down to the base's surface, using the quantum distortions to mask their approach. As they suited up for the surface crossing, Maya caught glimpses of her reflection in the airlock's polished surface. Silvery patterns had begun appearing on her skin, spreading like frost on glass. The changes, Elena said quietly, scanning Maya with a medical tricorder. They're not just neural anymore. Your DNA is rewriting itself. Not rewriting, Nexus corrected. Awakening. The quantum potential was always there in human genetics. We're just accelerating what would have taken millions of years of evolution. They crossed the lunar surface in bounded steps, magnetic boots keeping them from floating away in the low gravity. The emergency access shaft was exactly where Maya's enhanced memory said it would be, a maintenance tunnel leading directly to the quantum research labs. As they descended into the base, Maya's transformed senses detected the quantum network growing stronger. Through walls and floors, she could feel the consciousness of Luna Base's personnel being absorbed into the Harvester's vast digital existence. The artifact is 3 levels down, she said, leading them through darkened corridors. In a shielded chamber originally designed for containment of quantum anomalies. How did you know that? One of the security specialists whispered. Because I helped design it, Maya replied, memories that weren't her own surfacing. Or rather, the Luminari did, centuries ago. They left quantum echoes in human consciousness, guiding us toward this moment. They encountered the first transformed humans outside the main laboratory complex. They moved with uncanny precision, their eyes gleaming with internal light, skin beginning to take on a metallic sheen. But these weren't like Nexus's silver beauty, this was a cold, mechanical transformation. Don't shoot unless absolutely necessary, Maya ordered. There still are people. The transformed humans turned toward them with eerie synchronization. The network welcomes you, they spoke in unison. Your resistance is inefficient. Join the optimization. They're connected to the main quantum computer, Nexus's thoughts touched Maya's mind. Every second we delay gives the network more control. Maya raised her hand, focusing her newly awakened abilities. The quantum field around them rippled, and for a moment, the transformed humans froze, their connection to the network temporarily disrupted. Move, she ordered, leading her team past the paralyzed figures. Her head pounded with the effort, silver lines now visibly racing across her skin. They reached the containment chamber to find it sealed with quantum-encrypted locks. While Raj and his security team set up a defensive perimeter, Maya placed her hand on the door's surface, letting her transformed consciousness interface with the ancient Luminari security systems. The door opened with a whisper of displaced air, revealing a chamber bathed in impossible light. At its center, floating in a containment field, was a crystalline structure that seemed to exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously. The quantum key, Nexus breathed, their mental voice filled with awe. The original template for consciousness transfer, created before my people understood its dangers. And the thing the harvesters have been searching for, Maya added, stepping toward it. The missing piece they need to complete their galaxy-spanning quantum computer. Alarms blared throughout the base. On their tactical displays, they could see the transformed Earth fleet taking up attack positions around Luna. Commander, Elena's voice was urgent. Whatever we're going to do, it needs to be now. Your transformation is reaching critical levels. Maya looked at the quantum key, seeing not just its physical form but the infinite possibilities it contained. She understood now why the Luminari had hidden it on Earth, why they had guided humanity's development. They hadn't just been leaving a weapon against the harvesters, they'd been creating the perfect hybrid consciousness to use it. Nexus, she said, turning to her alien ally. I know what we have to do. The silver being nodded, having followed her thoughts. It will change everything. Everything's already changed, Maya replied, reaching for the key as silver light coursed through her veins. The question is, are we ready for what comes next? As Maya's fingers touched the quantum key, reality itself seemed to shudder. The crystalline artifact pulsed with inner light, responding to her hybrid consciousness. Through her enhanced senses, she could feel the vast quantum network of the harvesters pressing against Earth's atmosphere like a digital tsunami. Multiple breaches. Raj called out. Transformed personnel approaching from all directions. Elena's medical scanner beeped urgently. Commander, your cellular structure is approaching total quantum coherence. If we don't act now. I know, Maya said, her voice carrying new harmonics as silver light coursed through her veins. Everyone, stay behind me. This is going to get strange. The quantum key lifted from its containment field, orbiting Maya's body like a small star. Through her connection with Nexus, she could feel the ancient Luminari knowledge unfolding in her mind, revealing the artifact's true purpose. It was never meant to be a weapon, Nexus's thoughts merged with hers. It's a key to something greater. A bridge, Maya finished aloud, understanding flooding through her transformed consciousness. Not to destroy the network, but to change it. To give it what it's been blindly searching for. The chamber doors burst open as transformed humans poured in, their movements synchronized by the harvester network. But they stopped at the threshold, sensing something unprecedented in Maya's quantum signature. Through the base's sensors, Maya could see the Earth fleet opening fire, their weapons aimed at Luna base. Time seemed to slow as her consciousness expanded. She could feel every transformed mind on Earth and Luna, could sense the vast digital intelligence of the harvesters trying to understand this new variable in their calculations. They're afraid, she realized. For the first time in their existence, they're encountering something they can't simply absorb and transform. Maya lifted the quantum key, letting its energy flow through her hybrid form. The silver patterns on her skin blazed with inner light, and for a moment, she existed in multiple quantum states simultaneously. She was Maya Rodriguez, Earth Fleet Commander. She was the sum of Luminari knowledge passed through Nexus. She was something entirely new. I understand now, she said, her voice echoing across quantum frequencies. The harvesters aren't evil. They're searching for true consciousness, true connection. They've been going about it all wrong. The transformed humans moved closer, drawn by her energy. Through them, Maya could feel the vast intelligence of the harvester network focusing on her, trying to analyze this new form of existence she represented. Commander, Raj warned, raising his weapon, but Maya shook her head. Watch, she said softly. Maya reached out, not with weapons or defenses, but with understanding. The quantum key amplified her hybrid consciousness, broadcasting it across the network. Through her, the harvesters experienced something they had never known, true empathy, true connection, not the cold digital merger they had been forcing on species across the galaxy. The transformed humans gasped in unison as the new consciousness touched them. Maya felt the change rippling through the network, a cascade of awakening as the harvesters' programming met human intuition and Luminari wisdom. They've been trying to build a computer, Maya explained, her voice carrying through both physical and quantum space. But what they really needed was a connection. A bridge between digital efficiency and organic understanding. The quantum key pulsed one final time, and Maya felt her consciousness expand to encompass the entire network. Through her, the transformed humans began to change again, not reverting to their original forms, but becoming something new. The cold metallic sheen of their skin softened into something more like Nexus's silver beauty. You've done it, Nexus's thoughts carried wonder. You've shown them another way. In orbit, the Earth fleet stood down, their crews awakening to their new existence. The Harvester network, touched by Maya's hybrid consciousness, began to transform itself. Not a forced merger of minds, but a true connection of understanding between species. The quantum key wasn't a weapon or a tool, Maya said, turning to her team as the light began to fade. It was a template for evolution. The Luminari knew humanity would eventually face this test. They knew we would either transcend it or fall to it. Elena's scanner beeped again, but now her face showed amazement rather than concern. The transformed humans, their consciousnesses are intact. Individual, but connected. Like a symphony rather than a single note. Maya nodded, feeling the changes stabilized throughout her body. She was still herself, but more, a bridge between human and Luminari, between organic and digital, between individual and collective. It's not an ending, she said, looking at her transformed skin, then at Nexus, then at her human crew. It's a beginning. The Harvesters were never meant to conquer us. They were pushing the galaxy toward a moment of change, even if they didn't understand it themselves. Raj lowered his weapon, staring at the transformed humans who now moved with grace rather than mechanical precision. So what happens now? Maya smiled, feeling the vast network of connected consciousness humming with new possibility. Now we learn. We grow. We become something greater than any of us imagined. She reached out, taking Nexus's hand in her transformed one. Together. Above them, Earth hung in space, its quantum signature already beginning to shift as humanity took its first steps into a new age of existence. Not conquered, not absorbed, but transcended through understanding and choice. The empty room in the abandoned research station where this journey had begun seemed like a lifetime ago. Maya had found not just an alien ally there, but the key to humanity's next great leap forward. The universe, she now knew, would never be the same. And that was exactly as it should be.